So welcome to the Boxing Media Hub, and with me now, I've got another up and coming girl. There's plenty of them at the moment because boxing, well, all the eyes are on the girls at the moment through my point of view. And I've got Jessica Barry, known as Jess, but other than Grandad Jessica. How you doing? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm really good. Tired
Yeah.
from training, but other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, keeping busy. Lots going on.
Yeah, loads going on. Yeah, just got back into like I'm in week 3 of back into like full training, ready for a fight in October. So yeah, very busy, very busy.
Yeah, full steam ahead.
Mhm.
So we'll get into what's happening next. But when did you start boxing? When did you put those gloves on for the first time?
Not until I was about 20. Well, actually, I was involved in a bit of a boxing like gyms when I was younger, like as a kid. More just so like my dad took me down to make sure I could like look after myself and just something that we did as a kid. But I never really did anything with it. Didn't take it seriously. I was a footballer through and through growing up.
Who do
And
you
I
support, Jess?
Celtic and Man United.
It's all right. Let's shut it down.
Big fan.
Someone's got to do it, Jess. Someone's got to
Yeah.
do it. Anyway, boxing. I don't want to, upset people.
So yeah, I did.
Throwing you off totally now.
I played football at quite a decent level, and basically I was out drinking a lot, and I put on weight, and I thought, do you know what, I want to do something to get me fit, keep me motivated. So I decided to join like a boxing gym kind of thing, and I ended up just absolutely. I think I was 20, yeah, probably 20, 21, 20, and I just so quite late, and I just absolutely fell in love with the sport. I think when it come to team sports, because I work so hard. It was always the hardest work on the pitch. I'd get so frustrated when people didn't put in the effort. And what I loved about boxing was it was just you. So if you didn't go out for your runs, if you didn't train hard, it was only down to you. If you weren't doing well, it was your fault. It was no one else's fault. And straight away, I just absolutely loved every part of it. All the discipline, the structure. I love like routine and structure. So I just loved it.
Yeah. It just seems like when you come across something and you just slot into it and it just fits all your characteristics, and as you say, like with your training and that sort of thing, you do just fall in love with it. And I think boxing is that sort of sport, isn't it, where you
all or nothing, and I love that.
Yeah.
I'm very much like all in with everything. So that kind of sport.
Yeah, no, 100%. So yeah, did you go down the amateur route for a while, or
Yeah, so
how did it work for you?
I originally just started off like, like doing some white collar because someone said to me, "Oh, you should give it a go," and I said, "Oh, I got nothing to lose," but it was very poor, like even unevenly matched stuff, and I didn't have anything to do. I didn't know anything about the amateurs. I barely knew a thing about them, and someone said to me, "Oh, you should go and give it a go at the amateurs," and I thought, "Oh, all right then." So I joined a club in Coventry. It was when I moved to Coventry. It was just around the corner from mine. So I was there for about 6 years, I think, up until towards of the coming out of the end of COVID. I was there. I had 19 fights with the amateurs. I mean, in that time, it was quite hard to get fights. You wouldn't fight that much as a girl. Like the lads would be fighting every other weekend, and I'd be sparring. I'd be ready to fight every weekend, but it weren't that. They weren't coming around as much.
Is it because of the matchmaking as well? You're
Yeah.
trying to, you've got to get the right weight. The
Mhm.
lads, there's a lot more, isn't there? There's a lot of them who are those particular weights or sitting around that time. And
Yeah,
as I say,
loads
at
of
the
them.
time, there's a load of lads, isn't there? So
Mhm.
girls are still, even as pros, finding it. The divisions are still quite small. It's still an up and coming thing, but it's
Mhm.
exploding now, isn't it? It's
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot more in the amateurs now, and it's great. But I think, like, especially with one of the problems I found hard was I had a very good record from like a 118 out of my 19 fights. So
oh wow.
the more I was winning, the harder I was finding it to get matches. So I was having to take fights with much more experienced girls, which I didn't mind at all. But then it's been quite similar in the pros. I didn't realize how hard it would be to get a match matched up in the pros. Everyone's protecting their records. Like I knew people mentioned it, but I thought, people just want to fight. Like that's what you're paying your money for. That's what you're getting involved for. But
I think girls do a lot more. Don't get me wrong. I think
they
girls
do more, but
want
it's
to scrap
still
more,
going
and
on.
they will fight people earlier on. Like obviously
Yeah.
you've got Nina Hughes,
Yeah.
who's elevated dramatically in what sort of 4 or 5 fights.
Yeah.
Gets a world title shot because the opportunity came up,
Yeah.
and you know, you're 3 fights in. We'll get into that, but you're 3 fights in, and I totally get it. I think early on, unless you're willing to take the risk, which everyone isn't, you clearly are, but not everyone
Yeah.
is. They do want to hold that O to get their recognition first,
Yeah.
and then, you know, will take the chances when there's a bit more money about and this sort of thing. But
I mean,
fair to you, Jess. To be fair, there's not many people that are willing to
yeah.
dive in.
Oh, my screen went funny then.
That's all right.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's like some people, fair enough, because some of them are younger. They're not in a rush. I'm not in a rush. Like, I don't want to rush through my career, but I am a bit older, and I did get into it later. So I feel like I do kind of feel like I need to take those risks a little bit more, because the chances are out there at the moment. Like, people are getting good title opportunities after 6 fights and stuff. So yeah, no, I'm not in a rush. I don't want to rush through it and make mistakes. But at the same time, like, we're fighters. I'm a born fighter, so just go out and take the fights.
Yeah. And so your debut was what, September last year. Seems to have flown by. You won that by TKO in round 2, so that was off to a cracking start. November, then you went against Cruz and won on points, which was a 6-rounder.
Yeah.
So already you've sort of jumped to 6 rounds quite quickly, because a lot of people do 4-rounders for a bit and then kind of move up. So you're showing that you're really wanting to take whatever. And then I'm not even going to try and say the last name that you fought. Is it Masio Katie? Along those lines.
I'm not sure what her name is. I wouldn't know how to say it either. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm not alone. But but yeah, that was a tough one. And it was literally a point in it with a points decision.
It was a very, very hard situation, that fight. I'd kind of got down to a weight, and I was due to fight that weekend on the Saturday, I think it was. And our show got pulled because a lot of lads had pulled out of our show. People weren't selling the tickets. Next thing, the show was being pulled, and it was being pushed back to the week after. The problem was I was getting married. I was going away for my hen weekend the weekend after. So I was like, no, I want to fight this week. I've put all this effort in. I've had a great camp. I'm on form. I want to fight this week. So then it was just like trying to get an opponent in the matter of days. And we just took a very, very risky fight, a bit heavier than what I was supposed to be fighting at. And it highlighted that I do need to get to not go at that weight. I need to come down to the weight that I need to be at. And yeah, honestly, I was absolutely gutted at the time. I was devastated, but it's probably the best thing that's happened to me in my career, because get it out of the way early on. And
now you know.
Now I know what I'm training for.
Yeah. You know what adjustments to make. You've tried that. That wasn't where you were supposed to be sat at. And to be fair, to lose by 1 point, that's not bad going if you're going into a category that you're not familiar with, and you were kind of thrown out by that time. I know I can tell you're not a person for excuses. I 100% see that written all over your face. But you have to weigh it up, and you have to look at those things and think, well, actually, that didn't work, but next time I'm going to do this. And you can see that you've got the professional game is definitely for you. You can see that 100%. Especially, as I say, get a TKO in your first fight, points in your second fight. You can mix it up. Obviously, you've got your next fight coming up. We've got a couple of questions coming as well, Jess. who inspired you to fight originally?
Oh,
Nice, easy one, you know.
the thing is, I never used to even watch boxing, so no one really ever inspired me. I mean, there's loads of females out there that inspire me now as a female boxer, but no one inspired me to start with.
Who inspires you now, Jess? Who's the girl that you look to, or the man in the sport that you look to, and you think, yeah?
I mean, I love watching Golovkin, and I love obviously Katie Taylor, because I feel like that's a bit of a cliche thing for females to say, but at the same time, without her, I wouldn't even be sat here, because she's the one who put female boxing on the Olympics. She's the one
paved the way and
actually paved the way for us to be on these shows. But there's but there's loads of girls now highlighting how like the talent out there. So to all of them out there, like they're all, especially all the females that fought on the all female show. It was some great talent, and they're all inspiring.
Yeah, and he's going to chuck another one at you. Who would Jess love as a dream fight, given the chance soon?
Oh, actually, do you know what? It's just made me realise that there is a female boxer that inspired me before everyone else. And have you ever heard of Heather Hardy from?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Not afraid to dust up with anyone.
Yeah, so I would actually say if anyone was to inspire me, it would be her, because I just think she's solid. She's just wicked. To switch up and then give it a go in MMA is just.
I think. Do you know what you could probably see some of your characteristics in her, in the sense that she's tough. She doesn't turn a fight down. She's one of those girls. You know, she mixed it up the other day with Serrano, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? People aren't touching Serrano. They you know, it was only Katie Taylor that really got the better. But Heather Hardy, she's like you said, Heather Hardy would be pure. That's she's tough as they come. But anyway, about you, another fight coming up, October.
Yeah, October the 14th.
So that's your next date penciled in. What weight are you going to be looking to sit at then? Where do you feel comfortable?
I'll be at super feather then, because it's still on same day weigh-ins. But then I'm hoping to fight again in the end of November, and that'll be down at feather. Featherweight, yeah, that's what I used to fight at really at the amateurs. But obviously I've had a bit of time out. Been away, getting married and stuff like that. So yeah.
How dare?
Didn't worry about my weight for the first time ever, so it's been nice. So yeah, I've come back and I said, right, I'll go into my next one at super feather, because obviously with the same day weigh-ins, it's hard. A lot of these other fighters that you see on TV, they're all on a day before weigh-ins. They can make silly weights, but it's not like that when you're on these small shows. It's all same day weigh-ins. So yeah, just stick to what's safe and what I'm strong at. I'm small for the weight, but I'm very strong at it. So
a bit of wedding cake, got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Time to now crack on again.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I can't wait to see when we get the opportunity to see you on telly and you do what you do, because obviously that's where you're born to be, Jess. There's no doubt about it. Much respect to you, Jessica. This isn't a sport for those who lay down. 100%. Jess has learned that. One. It's, you know, total dedication. As you say, missing that run, missing that, you know, you've got to put 100% in every single time. And as you say, your loss last time out is your biggest learning curve, and probably that push to make you go again even more for the next one. But obviously,
I remember my manager saying when I lost, he was like, he was said, like, you think you've trained hard now, like I do, didn't cut any corners. I don't think that was ever the problem. Well, it was not the problem, because you think you train hard now you've lost. You'll find something else. You'll find that extra bit that you didn't even know you had. And it's true. It's so true, because you never want to feel like that again.
Yeah. No, definitely. But as I say, I think it makes or breaks you having a loss.
Yeah.
Some people can have that loss and they go, oh, do you know what? I didn't think this would ever happen. Some people have it and they go, right, how can I improve this? How can I go again?
Yeah, definitely.
Which brings me into the last one quickly. Obviously, we've got Chantel Cameron versus Katie Taylor 2
Yeah.
coming up. The first fight was amazing. Fantastic, in my opinion. Up for fight of the year as well. Just brilliant. 2 real warriors, but also boxing tacticians, aren't they? In the same situation, really. They're just fantastic. Where I've given you a 5, Jess, where you're putting it?
I'm putting it back on Cameron again. I said from the first time, I said, I'm not sure who's going to win. I said, but if anyone's going to beat Katie Taylor, it's Chantel Cameron. She's just solid. I've heard that. I think it was even Heather Hardy said that when she sparred Chantel Cameron, she's the hardest hitter she's ever come across. So, like, yeah, you can
That
tell
says
she's
something.
absolutely solid. Yeah, she said it's outright the hardest hitter she's ever sparred. So I said, if anyone's going to beat Katie Taylor, it's definitely going to be Chantel Cameron. So, I mean, if the fight goes the same way it did last time, yeah, 100%. I mean,
Katie's been in some wars as well, hasn't she? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
She's been in some real rough, tough fights, and you look at some of them and you think, how long can she keep going?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Chantel's really coming at the right time, isn't she, as well?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it's no disrespect to Katie Taylor. I think she's incredible, and like you said, what she's done for the sport is on a different level.
Yeah.
But the torch has to get passed at some point, and I think it's coming again. Really.
Yeah.
But honestly, Jess, I am buzzing for your career. I genuinely, I look forward to what you bring. As I say, I don't like to say women's boxing because it's just boxing in general, but it has added that new dimension. It's added that new flair for the sport. I think especially, I know a lot of women say they can do the 3-minute rounds. I have no doubt they can. But I think those 2-minute rounds have brought it in as being so exciting and given it that lift. 3 minutes will come in time. But I think it's giving it that lift into this. Yeah, I've got no doubt that you'd have a good old dust up. But I think that just comes in time, doesn't it? And now the eyes are on the sport. I think people are now starting to give it the recognition it deserves.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
and it's great because there's so many more titles coming through now and opportunities we've got the British titles coming through because there's enough in each weight group. And like, so one of my sparring partners not long ago fought for the first ever Midlands title. And that's going to be my next option. That's what I'm hoping to be fighting for by the end of the year, really. So, women's boxing definitely on the up. It is.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, Jess, I am honestly, as I say, absolutely buzzing for your career. I hope all goes well in October and November because I think you're just going to be one of those girls that now, as soon as she gets the taste of it again, she's just going to absolutely go for it until the end of the year. Always good to see fighters just beginning to step into their pro careers. All hats off to you, Jess.
Thank you.
Definitely going to get a fan base, Jess, if you've got that kind of attitude and that work ethic. People love it. So, Jess, honestly, thank you very much for coming on. Hopefully people can leave their comments under the video as well. Let us know. Hit the subscribe button. But get behind Jess on all of her socials as well. I assume you're on the majority, pushing yourself.
Yeah.
On the usual.
On the usuals, yeah.
But no, yeah. As I say, get behind Jess. And Jess, honestly, I really appreciate your time. You've you've landed it 100%, bro. Sorry, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm getting old, unlike some Jess. We'll stay in touch, Jess, won't you? And let us know how you're getting on. And we'll have a catch up soon.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much.
No worries. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.